How slopes killed my game and how I fixed it. Welcome to my brand new channel, TomInbound Extra. Today I want to talk to you about why a bunch of slopes caused me to take 5 months to make a devlog, and how I overcame those troubles. If you didn't know, I'm currently remaking the Super Nintendo game Plok, in order to give myself a project with a limited scope, that I can actually finish. Well, that almost ended recently, 5 months recently. So what happened? Essentially, it came down to getting overwhelmed. The first world of Plok had simple inclines in the slopes that were easily repeatable. Then the level Garland Beach came. This level had tons and tons of slope variations. I didn't want to copy the exact same slopes as the original. I wanted my game to be in its own style, as unique as a game clone can be, right? So I started drawing similar slopes, trying to end my pixels in similar spots to the existing ones. But the amount of slope variety was monumental. Not only did I have to try and create lots of variations to map out the level, I had to try and find these slope variations in a growing tile set, and they all kind of looked the same. It was incredibly common for me to be working on slopes and things not quite fit right, and literally have to go back to the drawing board. It became unmanageable. The downside of having all the level art ripped for future levels is that I can look ahead. Imagine starting school and they give you all the homework you'll ever do, and you skip ahead to see what your final year of homework will look like. Not only do you have a huge amount of work to do, but you know it gets worse, and when progress is slow, it feels like you'll never get through it. When I look ahead, I saw lots more slope colours and variations, spherical tile sets, huge maps, and features that I'd need to implement. The level I was working on already had tons of new things.
The first stage of World 2, Garland Beach, introduces a lot of new mechanics and a lot of art that we don't have. We've got lots of new tiles, hornet egg, hornets, Plok with hornets flying around his head, targets, coat hangers to collect Plok's limbs, stretching platforms, flea eggs, fleas, Orson, another secret shell stage, new flea flags that heal you, new water, UI for how many fleas are remaining, tilting houses, destructible terrain, these collectibles that give you a Plok letter. So yeah, this might take a few videos to implement.
I tried a few things. I tried going against my more unique art, and I tried to trace it all. I started drawing over the level map and trying to build a level there. But again, finding the right pieces to avoid redrawing the same tiles over and over again was a pain. I tried exporting with A-Sprite as a sprite sheet, with remove duplicates turned on. It wasn't quite perfect, and extra tiles were included where objects were overlapping them. On the same level, there were also tilting platforms, and I had no idea how to make a system to easily change the tiles that I wanted to be tilted. When I look even further ahead to the level after, I saw circular rotating platforms. I'd struggled massively to implement regular moving platforms, let alone these ones. So hours of work per day became minutes, and eventually it became nothing. The Drought. Several months pass and I'm still seeing my subscribers go up, comments being added, people checking in on the Discord, and not only do I want to do development work again, I want to have something to watch for the people invested in the project. It's difficult because sometimes my brain will drift to other game project ideas I've had floating around, but this is supposed to be the project that stops the scrap and go attitude. A project I can see to the end. The solution. One day it clicked, and I said I was going to power through it. So what worked for me? I eased myself back in by getting small gains. For example, one day I wanted to do something that wasn't drawing slopes. I decided to draw some art that I'm not even going to need for a while. I drew Gershwin, an enemy that doesn't even appear for a while. This helped me feel like I was making progress again, even if out of order. I added a rudimentary save system to make it easier for getting footage. I've not got to play through a bunch of levels I've already done to get the post-level cutscenes to play out. I created a bunch of emulator save states at different points in the game to allow me to quickly zip back and forth. Then came the slopes, and also what I refer to as flea mess art, the blue slopes you get. I had to brute force it and forget about being as faithful to the original level. If I made a slope for every horizontal edge to meet every vertical edge, then I'd be able to meet any angle. It might not have as many nice curves in the art, but I could build bigger inclines to compensate for that. I could have less interesting slopes. I did my flea mess slopes separately on a different layer, so I could just add the flea mess over any future art. Sure, it was a pain to draw those lines and set up their colliders, but at least I didn't have to think while doing it. It's just simple lines. It helped break through a standstill. I could finally map a level out. When it came to the tilting platforms, I said, fuck it. I'll do it in a shitty way, but at least it will be done. I added grids for each stage of the platform tilt, and then swapped to each one with a slight delay to make it look animated. It's kind of shit, and I got lazier on the next level and went from 3 poses to 2, but it allowed me to continue. Then with the rotating platforms, I took my time drawing them and diverted from the original art some more. As dumb as it sounds, I wanted those platforms to be mine, and care about them if I was going to end up spending a lot of time getting them working properly. I started the code for them from scratch, and took a different approach to my other moving platforms. They were the first thing I did on any level. I knew I had to do them or I'd have no level, so I kept the momentum going and pushed through it. And finally, I'm at the point where I've recorded audio for my next devlog, and I'm writing my first script for the second channel. I'm hoping I can just put up random game development things on here. When I was stuck with slopes, I could have just uploaded saying, "I'm stuck with slopes, any ideas?" Or "Here's some Gershwin art, I'm still alive, I'm still trying." Thanks for watching.